GM Crypto News Now here. It is February 20th, and before I get in this video, please read the description below on the take of the shilling of the tokens. So let's talk about the price action of the majors here. So Bitcoin here pretty much up on the day. It has been pretty much up only ever since it went down to 90DK. Everyone was at a pitch down there, and I'm actually biased for it to actually keep going higher in the next few days. And if you look at the liquidation heat map, yeah, there's a lot of liquidity stacked at like 100K-ish, and then for it to go higher than that, we'll see what's going to happen. But for now, in the short term, I'm bullish for Bitcoin to go a little bit higher, maybe past 100K. We'll see. I don't know if it will go much higher. We'll see what's going to happen. But at least for right now, the next target seems to be 100K. Okay, if there's actually some liquidity up here too, so maybe actually we'll go to range highs. We'll see what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to follow this. We'll see. But in any case, let's look at the price action, or not yet. Let's look at Cookie.Fun actually. So AI is actually doing pretty good on the day. Virtual is going up, very, very good. So price action. So I was talking about Clanker yesterday, and I was saying, yeah, I think it's actually pretty good here. And if we look at the chart, yeah, it actually still looks pretty good, especially since it's getting chosen by the Bitcoin price action. And I think that Clanker, so I did some charting on this on where it might peak out, assuming Bitcoin actually does its thing and then Coinbase lists it, which we know Coinbase is going to list Clanker. So there's more catalyst for it to actually keep going higher and fill this wick at 150 million. But I think around 157 million if it plays out. And then potentially if it gets even crazier, then 250 million is not bad. So Clanker, I think it has a lot of upside in the next 1 to 2 weeks or so for it to do maybe 3-4x from here. So I think it's pretty high chance of doing well here, especially for virtuals listing or Coinbase listing. But speaking about virtuals, if we look at the virtuals ecosystem, so virtuals is pretty much green on the day somehow. And if we look at Ethereum on the other hand, Ethereum's like kind of just fucking around for some reason. But yeah, virtual is pretty much green. A lot of virtuals coins are up, like a game, for example. And this late one, okay, I mean, this one has been down from the bottom. I wonder what happened here. I gotta do some research on that. But a lot of things like Loom, like I was looking at Loom and I was like saying, yeah, I'm not buying this. Some people are asking me why I'm not buying Loom, but here's your answer here. Like I saw it 3 million. I was like, no, I like Clanker more because it's Clanker being listed, not Loom. There's also this one, the Cosmic Meme, which is a super beta to Clanker. This is a beta to Loom. So if Clanker does super well, you can look at Loom and Cosmic Meme. Like I would say to look at these if Clanker's at like 100 million, 150 million, sure. But yeah, a lot of virtual tokens pretty much up a day, especially AI. And if we could look at Solana AI, so yeah, 16Z, finally going a little bit higher. Audic here, pretty strong, 237 million, bouncing pretty much from the bottoms here. So almost 50% up. So that's very nice to see. I think Audic in the coming days will probably hit this wedge here. We'll see what's going to happen if it's going to pull back from 360 million. Personally, I might TP a little bit here on 360 million based off my lines. I mean, so far it's been respecting it. But if we see Solana do a rally from here in March and goes around, I did some TA on Solana too. But if it goes to like 300 or something, then Audic can, I think it will go to 900 million-ish like price range wise. And then that's probably the ultimate take profit zone. But a lot of tokens are pretty much up in Solana AI. Hey, Anon's actually one of the strongest somehow. But if you just look at it, it's been down only. So nice bounce though, but I think Audic is still one of the strongest. No, probably the strongest one. So I think Audic will continue to do good. If you look at memes on base, so KeyCat here, a little bit sucking cock. Despite the price action, that kind of sucks to see here. I gotta see if I want to add more to this because I'm not really pleased with this KeyCat price action. I thought it'd be much stronger, but yeah, a lot of memes on base aren't really looking too hot. Like even Ski Mask Dog is shitting the bed here, while AI coins are doing much better. We'll see what's gonna happen. I gotta do some more thinking about that. If we look at like a Solana memes, on the other hand, Solana memes, some of them are green. At least these are the lesser ones. If we look at the better ones somehow, so let's find the Popcat in this watch list. So Popcat here, bouncing a little bit from the bottoms, and honestly, if BTC continues to grind higher as I say it would, Popcat can continue its rally perhaps, and I don't know if it will go to a new all-time. Honestly, I'm more expecting Popcat to do a mean reversion back to all-time highs. It's going to be a pretty hard resistance at all-time high, and then it most likely is going to range in this zone. So I'm not the best drawer here, but something like that, and then maybe that, and then something like that. That's what I'm biased for. PopCat price action wise, I don't know if it will go to like super all time highs like Murad is saying and all that shit. I think that might be priced in somehow. Like memes, the narrative for memes is kind of getting weaker too. But a lot of Solana memes are nice. So oh yeah. Wow. Okay, bouncing a little bit, and yeah, there's some good ones. Harambe. I mean, a lot of coins are just like, whatever. Some of them are strong, some of them aren't. You got to make sure you're in the strong ones. So, yeah. Oh, Michi is actually bounced a little bit from here. Huh. Okay, well, I don't want to dwell too much on longer on this price action, but in any case, what I was saying, AI, Solana AI, base AI, I said this will probably be the strongest sectors. I also did say base meme somehow, but I didn't expect base memes to be this weak, honestly. But I guess with the Clanker listing, the cause for the base memes being bearish a little bit currently is because the listing for Clanker, people were expecting more base memes listings, but now they're doing AI, which is why AI is listing going higher. Maybe that's why, but I do think base memes are going to be fine. But at least for now, AI seems to be the focus. And if it goes higher, then yeah. And currently on green days like these, well, I guess you can deploy capital. I'm pretty biased for Bitcoin to go higher in the coming days, 100K. So I think we will be going higher. But let's look at the tweets here. So the Kaito economics dropped. So pros, zero dilution under August, and Gon's a bunch of all this shit. But yeah, this guy's pretty bullish on Kaito, which is essentially the yapping platform. So they're going to use as a main currency as an AI-powered InfoFi ecosystem. So this might be interesting. I wasn't participating in this, but people were pretty displeased about this token being launched because it only was like $1 or some shit. But if you also look at the tokenomics here, a lot of the allocation is towards the team instead of airdrops. People were pretty disappointed with the airdrop for some reason, but that's just the nature of the game, honestly. Nothing really else to say, but let's look at this where base chain. 1, Coinbase doesn't list its top ecosystem project virtuals. 2, Coinbase does list insider pump and dump VVV. 3, top Yapper AXBT gets 0 allocation of base project Kaito. This is how base will reach market share dominance. What am I missing? So yeah, I was also looking at this tweet here. So he was saying Coinbase is also positioned out of crypto Twitter. Non-crypto native people don't know what aim this means, nor do they care. Long term, they benefit from trying to attract new retail. That's where the real uncapped revenue is for us, but we're a minority in the grand scheme. Yeah, so this guy, he's basically talking about base chain. So he is actually having some virtual projects, of course, like on base, but he's trying to give some cases here on like, okay, there's some things going around base that are kind of bearish for in terms of reputation. First of all, it doesn't list the virtuals ecosystem, which everyone was expecting for it to list, because everyone loves it. The community loves virtuals, and base is so into like, oh, we're gonna list community coins and all of that. Then they should have listed virtuals, right? But they listed all these stupid ass shit like VVV and Clanker. I mean, Clanker's not a bad project, but obviously virtuals was in the focus, not Clanker. But now that Clanker's getting listed, it's gonna get in the focus, right? But another thing where the top Yapper XBT in the base project Kaito doesn't even get a allocation. I'm gonna talk about that a little later, but yeah, the Kaito Yap, well, XBT, he was the #1 growth follower on crypto Twitter, and he didn't get any allocation. AI, like, he reaches some morality. Should the AI get money or the human? We'll see what's gonna happen. But he's basically saying this is how base will reach market share dominance. What am I missing? And I like Mr. Chonky's take here, where Coinbase, yeah, they're not really positioned for crypto Twitter. Their target audience are retail, because Coinbase, you got to realize, is the largest centralized exchange in the US for crypto. And if that's the case, they don't give a fuck about the crypto Twitter people, where it seems to be the loudest people, but crypto Twitter's a loud minority. I just want to let you know that the silent majority, and where most of the liquidity is from the retail investors who use Coinbase to probably buy their Doge coins or whatever the fuck, right? And Coinbase, they know this, and they're trying to appeal to those guys, not crypto Twitter people, which is why they're going to promote things that, one, pump their own bags like Coinbase, because why the fuck would they pump community bags when they would pump things that they heavily like to promote? If there's some aligning characteristics like with Doshi, which is a community coin and also a Coinbase favorite, then okay, sure. But with Clanker, well, Clanker, the developer behind it, is an ex-Coinbase person, so of course they have some ins, right? Virtuals, they don't really have that connection, so of course there is a bit of, I guess you could say, crime, but it's not really, because they're just doing whatever they want in their power to pump their own bags and their relatives relatives' bags. But let's look at this word. Yes, Gaito AI is an AI company that removed AXBT, another AI company, from his airdrop. You're probably afraid of some backlash that an agent would get money. They prefer to remove one of the top builders into space. Being afraid of tech is always an L. It's inevitable that AI agents will dominate content. Companies should embrace it, not be afraid of it. Yeah, so AXBT got its Kaito allocation removed, and AXBT is not really happy about that, obviously, but this actually is bullish for the AI sector overall, because it shows that people, they know how powerful these AI agents are. Like AXBT, he's just code, yet he gets followers like faster than literally anyone else in Twitter. Like, I think he is the fastest growing account on Twitter, and he's AI. And of course, that result alone and the fact they're trying to take power away from him is actually a bullish thing. So at least for the narrative, right? So let's look at this where, bruh, in the last few days, Microsoft literally invents a new form of massive quantum chip, a huge unlock for AI compute. Google's AI agent project discovered a new way to treat liver fibrosis. X's Grok 3 AI model outperforms flagship models despite the companies being around for 18 months. The rate of innovation in the sector is nuts. Yeah, so even despite all of the bullshit going on, well, AI outside of crypto, which is super important, by the way, they'll keep developing. And what do you think that means for the AI narrative? So, yeah, let's look at this final thing. Breaking: Robinhood enables Coinbase Ethereum Layer 2 base Ethereum and USDC withdrawals and deposits. So this is actually so good for base chain. So Robinhood, so they are probably, again, I think they are, might be the largest place where you can buy assets in the US, like in terms of normie friendliness. And I know for sure, personally, my first exposure to crypto stocks, anything, was through Robinhood. A lot of people I know IRL, my normie friends, use Robinhood as their go-to. And what do you think that means for, of course, that's like an anecdotal bias, but I think it's a little statistically significant if everyone I know uses Robinhood compared to Coinbase. But that essentially is a lot more liquidity being exposed to base chain. And if Robinhood's, maybe they do listings, maybe they list base memes or some shit, well, that's gonna be quite good. And Robinhood, this is gonna be nice, man. Base chain, very good times. Solana, well, I think a lot of people are tired of getting rugged on Solana. I was trying to give the narrative that perhaps they will rotate the base because they're just tired of getting rugged. But yeah, there's not really much else to say in this video here, except that I'm expecting a little bit more upwards price action in the coming days or so. Maybe next few weeks, we'll see what's going to happen to Bitcoin's price action, where Bitcoin, he either, okay, it's not really that much possible for it to sweep down to 91K anymore. I mean, if it closes above 98K today, then yeah, 91K, you can pretty much kiss that shit goodbye, and Bitcoin will just continue to chop a little higher, or I guess not chop, but grind higher. And it depends on if it's going to do a whole ass pump. Okay, I'm going to remove some of these lines here really quick, and it depends on a Bitcoin. It's either going to do some sort of a pump, like let's say 100K, and then we'll see a retrace from there, and then a little bit of a grind higher, another retrace from here, something like that, right? Try to grab the liquidity up here, 106. It could do something like that, or we could just see a God candle up here, but then that means that he will probably have to do some sort of distributed price action downwards. But in any case, we'll see what's going to happen. It might be better for the longer term price action to Bitcoin. It's going to be a lot healthier if it grinds higher instead of a huge impulse upwards. And if it does impulse upwards, it's probably a good time to take profits on some alts if it actually does that. And then you can buy a little bit lower a little later. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video, though. Bitcoin looks very nice, and AI looks very nice. Solana memes are actually pretty strong right now, surprisingly. So that might be some good things to look at. But yeah, same places to look at as usual. AI is strongest, but I'll see you guys.